Good afternoon, everybody, from Bob Wren Stadium, the campus of Ohio University. Regional Finals today has finally arrived. Only one game now until the Final Four. This is Hayden Milliken. Glad you could join us here on this nice day in Athens, Ohio. Got this one here today between the Indian Creek Redskins of the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference, coming in here today with a 22-6 record against the 23-6 Unioto Shermans. Again, mentioned a moment ago, Indian Creek from the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference, Unioto, of course, from the SVC. Glad you all can join us here on this Total Media Sports live stream today. Got three new sponsors. We'll thank them in just a moment. But first, we're going to start because Indian Creek will be batting first. They are the designated away team. Unioto is going to be the designated home team. Getting first to the lineup, beginning with the Indian Creek Redskins. Batting for them first is going to be Ty Householder. Following that is going to be Hunter Rusnak. Then the pitcher, Sal Barkalow. By the way, Householder is playing center field. Rusnak is catcher. Sal Barkalow. And then from there, the first baseman, Hyde. He's number 24. That is Silas Hyde, and he is playing first base here today. And then out at shortstop is going to be Padal. He is shortstop, number 6 for them, Gavin Padal. And then Dom DeGratola, he is at third base for the Redskins. After that is going to be the designated hitter, Wedlake, and he is Logan Wedlake. They have the number wrong on the roster that I have. He is a junior, and he's designated hitter in place of the second baseman, Stan Amos. And then from there, we've got Caleb Bodo out in right field, and Starkey is going to be in the outfield, and he is going to be in left field. That is Ian Starkey. A very senior-heavy team here for the Redskins of Indian Creek. And looking now at the Unioto Shermans, Blake Sanders, spoiler alert, is going to be pitching here this evening for Unioto. KB Perkins been pitching the last couple tournament games for Unioto against New Lexington, also against London. Maxed out, so Blake Sanders, who is a suitable fallback, might I add, gave up only a couple hits against Zane Trace. And you see him coming up and batting for them is going to be Ty Householder. The lineup real quick for Unioto, though, is going to be Jackson Zickafoos leading off at shortstop. Got Jack Welch at center field, Keegan Snyder catching, KB Perkins at first base, Callaway Ratliff at second. You got David Long out in third base. You got Speakman out in right field. You got White, the designated hitter, Braden White, a freshman. He's the DH for Blake Sanders. And Caden Cutright is going to be out at left field. Getting this one started here at OU, and that pitch is going to be a little bit outside. No, they're going to call it strike one. Pardon me there. Looked like maybe it was on the corner, but just been reached. No ball, one strike outside corner. This offer here from Blake Sanders. The Householder, this is going to go foul. Maybe it's going to be playable. Left field it is going to be caught out there, 4 out, number 1. Season territory, and out there to get cut right. So go down in fashion with a fly ball to the field, and one already down here for Rusnak, the catcher, coming up next. 4 teams that the Redskins of Indian Creek played are within regional competition. One, if you count scrimmages, at V Memorial Stadium. The team that's close is St. Clairsville. And the pitch by Blake Sanders is going to be ball 1 blanks. Call there, been out in Rusnak. Very heavy team again here. Rusnak is a junior, however. You got Howell, Bodo, Barkalow. That we know for sure, seniors for Indian Creek. A lot of returning, very familiar for the one coming, and that is going to be ball 2. So 2-1 count here to Rusnak. Time to get here to this very round at this venue. They took on the early Tigers last season. Coach Joe Tigers took the Tigers, made it to the Final Four, and their season came to an end in the semi. And Blake Sanders 2 offering. It'll be ball 3. Full. So here to Hunter. Indian Creek really butting out central. A lot of tough teams in their region. That offering to go through a pitch away for ball, and Rusnak is going to get on for base. So 1 down, 1 on with Sal Barkalow, the turnout. Like several teams we looked a moment ago. Barkalow sometimes plays base, and Silas Hyde will pitch. However, here this evening, similar to KB, using Hyde a lot in tournament, so he's maxed out. Going to be a fly. Does have a few losses on the season. Again, but all those losses came in non-conference competition with the likes of Jackson, Chillicothe, Athens going towards right field. And looks like this one is going to be caught for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. So Snyder out, Welch out, and Zikafu's out. And that is going to do it quickly here for the inning. So the score remains Indian Creek nothing, Unioto nothing. Again, we played one full here at Bob Brenn Stadium, and we'll be right back in just a moment on Total Media Sports.
WXIZ Hank FM, your home for the legends of country across South.
And now back to the game.
And also got some technical issues going on here as well, so apologize for that. The 3-1 hitters count, and that is going to be another walk. 2 at-bats here for Blake Sanders have allowed walks. Bodo walked on base, Starkey walked on base, and now we're back to the top of the order here with Ty Householder. He's a center fielder. Runners on first and second now for Indian Creek. That's coming up here, calling quick timeout as Keegan Snyder comes off from the plate to talk over with Blake Sanders. Also, KB Perkins coming over as well. Give him a little bit of a pep talk. And games like this, it tends to happen. The heat is definitely on when it comes to regional finals. So it's definitely understandable as Householder is 0 for 1 already on the afternoon. A fly ball towards left field. And the pitch coming here as Sanders looks in the Householder. That curveball is going to be strike 1. Gets it to go. No balls, 1 strike. So an 0-1 count. Again, 2 down now for Indian Creek. 2 on base. See what Sanders can do here. He's allowed 2 walks. The 0-1. And that one is going to be ball 1. 1-1. Evens it out at 1 apiece. Top of the second inning. This pitch coming. That's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Look a bit high and outside. So after that pitch, a 2-1 count. Big crowd here brought by both sides, Indian Creek and Unioto. And Indian Creek had quite a trip down here in the 2-1. There's going to be a fly ball towards right field, and all they got to do is make a play on it, and they scoop it up out in the outfield. That's Speakman at right field. The right fielder brings it in for out number 3, and still no runs brought in as a fly ball out, and that's going to be the second fly ball that goes out, unfortunately, here for Mr. Householder. So it's going to be out number 3. Left 2 Redskins hanging on base in the second inning. And as we get ready to head to the bottom of the second inning, we are still scoreless with the Shermans coming to bat. Indian Creek nothing, Unioto nothing. And also I'd like to shout out a few of our sponsors here. Hometown Chevrolet, one I want to mention here real quick. Got my old buddy Jared Vogelmore. He might be out there watching this somewhere this afternoon. Sales manager for Hometown Chevrolet. So if he is watching it, I'm sure it's in between the several car sales that he helps manage throughout the day. So shout out to him. And also we got Unioto coming up to bat here in just a moment. And batting for the Shermans when we get to that point is going to be KB Perkins, Callaway Ratliff, and David Long. So again, Perkins, Ratliff, and Long coming up to bat for Unioto. Perkins plays first base. Ratliff is the second baseman. Long the third baseman. So we're going around the bases in the batting rotation as, again, KB will follow, then Ratliff and Long. KB Perkins, we talk about him a lot as a pitcher, but believe me, as a hitter, KB Perkins can be equally as dangerous. The Zane Trace game comes to mind for him when it comes to contests I've seen him in this season. Plus, he has a great batting average to boot. But talking about KB Perkins, I've seen him hit a home run out of the park. And as I told somebody when describing that home run, I think the trees are the only thing that stopped that high ball going to the chili. That was just a great ball by Perkins. And so we'll see what Perkins can do here in just a moment. KB, of course, is a senior. Not as many seniors on the Unioto side. Cutright, Snyder, KB Perkins, and Ethan Puckett, who is not on the squad, but also a member of the Unioto Shermans. Coming up here against the KB Perkins, and Perkins a lefty pitching and a lefty batting. KB Perkins been recognized by several different people as athlete of the week. Very tough athlete here. Also seen him in basketball and other sport that he plays. Pitch coming, and that is going to be strike one. That offering there at the fastball by Barkalow is going to be no balls, one strike. And Barkalow's 0-1 is going to be fouled off to the Indian Creek dugout, 0-2. Perkins got a little bit of that one, so now we're to an 0-2 count. Just starting the bottom half of the second inning as Perkins leads the Shermans off in the frame. The 0-2 offering is going to be fouled off again. Good awareness read on that ball, and Perkins able to get the foul off. So it does lead to an 0-2 count. Barkalow coming in here, waiting for the sign. The 0-2 pitch coming, and here it is. The 0-2 and swung and missed. Barkalow able to get a big strikeout right there on KB Perkins. Not bad there for the junior Barkalow, as he's able to get, senior Barkalow rather, and he gets a strikeout as Callaway Ratliff coming up next for Unioto. Ratliff for the Shermans, a junior, and this is going to be curveball strike one. Gets that one to go. No balls, one strike the count here. Again on the campus of Ohio University today in beautiful Athens, Ohio, and gets that one, and it's going to drop. Couple plays attempted on that one by Callaway Ratliff, able to get a base hit. So Ratliff finds his way on the first, and that base hit goes through the third baseman and the shortstop there for Indian Creek, as both Degratola and Pownall both trying to make a play on that and could not make anything happen. So one on here, as now we're to Pownall rather, we are to David Long, excuse me. So one down, one on for them, and looks like playing small ball perhaps here, and that's going to be bunted and fouled off. So the foul ball there by David Long. So we got ourselves an 0-1 count. An 0-1 count. Ratliff on first base, still thinking bunt here, and that one just rolls just past the first line for an out. That one looked like it might have been there for a moment, but unfortunately there for long, it rolls beyond the baseline for an count. Again, one down here for the Shermans in the inning. It's 2 bunts, so it stays a 0-2 count, and swung on and missed. Another strikeout here in the inning. Sal Barkalow with a solid inning here in the third, able to strike out KB Perkins and David Long as we make it to Caden Speakman. Caden Speakman, another junior for the Shermans. 2 down here for Unioto. Callaway Ratliff at the moment still hanging at first base. So they've already got one on, and that was a result of a hit. Not many of those produced here in this contest by either side, but Ratliff was able to find one. A 1-0 offering here from Degratola is going to be fouled off. Rather from Barkalow, it's going to be 1-1. So Speakman gets that foul off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking about Unioto, they have actually played a couple teams that Indian Creek would be familiar with in regional action. 2011, Unioto fell to Edison in regional semifinal competition. We'll have some other regional stats and tidbits as we go here. The 1-1 coming to Speakman, and that one is going to drop in for strike 2. So 1-2 count with 2 away for the Shermans. A solid inning, as we mentioned a moment ago, by Barkalow, as steps back on the known as Portsmouth East, now known as East Sciotaville or Sciotaville East in D7. That's going to be a hit by pitch, and that one came awful close too. That one looks like might have hit his helmet and stopped him from taking the brunt of the damage. But Caden Cutright is now going to make his way on to first as a result. So Cutright heading over. Big time difference and mileage distance between these two. And that pitch has to be ducked on there by Zickafoos. Another one might have been a bit high. Ball two, 2 balls, no strikes. Unioto in 1982 and 1983 played Columbus Academy 2 years in a row in regional competition. Lost in 1982. Columbus Academy went on to make it the distance that year. Then 83, that is going to be called ball. 83, they got the revenge on Columbus Academy, but ended up losing to Ashtabula St. John. 3 balls, no strikes. And in 2011, they lost to a nearby team for Indian Creek, Steubenville, then lost to Edison. 2018, lost to Circleville. That's called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Jackson Zickafoos. As we've got Caden Cutright on second. 1 away here for the Shermans. A hitter's count if you're Zickafoos. And the 3-1 offering. This one is going to be fouled off. Count is full. That goes beyond the third baseline. Had a little bit of that one, but it goes into foul territory. 3-2 count. So hitter's count quickly turns to a precarious situation. A walk or a strike or a hit. Sal Barcelo off the hill for the moment. Again, 0-0 the score here. Unioto's first appearance, with all this being said, since 2025, and opportunity to move on for the first time since 1994. The full count pitch coming to Zickafoos, and that's going to be ball 4. Now we got Cutright and Zickafoos on. Cutright caught on as a result of a hit by pitch. Zickafoos is going to be walked. So some issues here with Barcelo does lead to 2 on base with Jack Welch, the center fielder, coming to bat. So as Welch steps up, he got out last time, result of a 6-3 put out, so he is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. 1 down here for the Shermans. Runners on first and second. Pitch here, going to go for the small ball. Going to try to make the play over to first, and they get him. Going to try to make the play home, and he's going to be safe. Cutright scores, and it gets through the bag at first. Coach Taylor telling him to advance, and that's going to be a 2-0 score. Unioto has the lead. Jackson Zickafoos makes it back around. 2-0 and a slide and play there, and the Shermans have taken the lead here in the 3rd inning. 2 runs and counting with 1 away. Keegan Snyder coming to the plate. And you can hear the Unioto faithful. 2 big runs scored right there for the Shermans. Keegan Snyder coming in. The Shermans have taken the lead. The pitch coming, and that is going to be ball 1. Looked like it might have been a bit high. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch again by Barcelo. Goes for a breaking ball, and it is going to be called ball. It's going to be high up in the air. Going to try to make a play on that. Catcher looks like he's going to try it, and he gloves it as Rusnak gets the out. So another one down here. And that's going to do it for the inning. So 2 runs, an error, no one left on, and the score, Unioto 2, Indian Creek nothing, as we have played 3 full here at Ohio University. We'll be right back in just a moment on Total Media Sports.
From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwald Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. Proudly supporting local athletes, Ross County Special Olympics empowers individuals through the joy of sports, unity, courage, and competition right here in our community. Proudly serving Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, your local McDonald's is from lush lawns to full landscape makeovers. Greenwald Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. And now back to the game.
Back here for the top of the fourth inning, the Shermans now have a 2-0 lead over the Redskins of Indian Creek. And a great performance there by Unioto. And that one, wow, able to get 2 on. So now we continue our way through. I believe we're to Pawnall perhaps, and Degratola and Wedlake. I could be wrong. As getting ready to bat here as coming out of the dugout. So scoring in 2-0. Unioto has the lead. They're trying to do a better job at keeping track of who's coming up. Here at Ohio University, the Nicholson Family Turf. Here on the Bob Wren Stadium. Whoa, Logan Wetlake. Okay, so we're down a little more than I thought. We're to Wedlake, then Bodo, then Starkey. I'll mark that. So Wedlake, the designated hitter again, batting in place of Amos, the second baseman. Top half of the fourth inning. The pitch by Blake Sanders, and that is going to be ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Looked like maybe a curveball, but just couldn't quite get in there. Reached a little high. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch coming. This is going to be swing and a miss. Gets through the catcher's glove. Doesn't matter. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1, the count to Wedlake. Following this, Bodo right field, and 2 outfielders in a row. This is going to be scooped up by the shortstop. Going to make the player to Perkins at first and got him. Out number 1. The play made from Zickafoos to Perkins. That's going to be another 6-3 putout. So Wedlake is out. Caleb Bodo coming up next. 1 away. And the pitch from Sanders to Bodo, and this is going to be fouled away. No balls, 1 strike, and thought the coach at first base for Indian Creek was about to be on the receiving end of a foul ball. He was able to get away from that one just in the nick of time. Somehow able to get that. So now it's an 0-1 count. An 0-1 to Bodo. The pitch here, the offering from Sanders. This is going to be a fly ball towards left field, and it is going to be scooped up by Caden Cutright, out number 2. 2 down now. Fly ball towards left field. That brings Starkey up next. 2 away here for Indian Creek. Nobody on base right now in the fourth inning. Unioto with a 2-0 lead for those tuning in. Hopefully coming through a bit clearer now. The pitch coming from Sanders. That curveball is going to drop a bit outside. It's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. So the 1-0 count. And the pitch by Sanders. And it is going to be right to the shortstop. Zickafoos got to complete the player to Perkins, and he gets it out number 3. And that one a much earned put out. Good hustle there by Zickafoos to make that play over to KB Perkins. And that puts away the side for Indian Creek. No runs, no hits, no errors. A 1-2-3 inning with Unioto coming back to bat with a 2-0 lead. And we'll be right back here in just a minute on Total Media Sports. Actually, let's keep it right here for a moment. We'd like to again shout out our brand new sponsors, Ross County Special Olympics, McDonald's of Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and Greenwalt Lawn and Landscape. So thank you to our local area sponsors helping make these broadcasts possible here at Ohio University. After this one, we will not have this broadcast, but not the only contest being played here at Bob Wren Stadium today, as after this is going to be South Webster taking on Newark Catholic. That contest will immediately follow this one. Again, we will not have that one, but that one will be here, and wish best of luck to the South Webster Jeeps. Also a couple games I failed to mention going on not far from here, as over in Lancaster and Beavers Field, the Southeastern Panthers have competition in the Side Valley Conference, as the Panthers are doing battle with I believe, I have to look that one up.
From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwald.
All right, so we got that sorted out. What I was getting at is Southeastern is taking on Highland. There we go. I can just remember that one. I don't know, maybe that wrong push of a button just jogged my memory and had me enough time to think and regroup. And it is indeed Berlin Highland who Southeastern is taking on. Also would like to wish the best of luck to our neighbors over in Highland County as the as the Hillsboro Lady Indians do battle today. And that is state final competition over at Firestone Stadium. That one should probably already have started by now. And that's going to be a strike called on KB Perkins. Perkins, Ratliff, and Long on deck for the Shermans. And that is going to be 1 ball, 1 strike. Perkins, we mentioned it earlier, is a lefty for the Shermans, batting and pitching wise. And this is going to be fouled off. That one goes over the hill for a 1-2 count. Kind of like over with OU's softball field. Still a big hill within reach. 1-2 count here to Perkins. Perkins again normally pitches for Unioto. It's going to be ball 2. Leads to a 2-2 count. And thankfully I'm able to keep the count well as the sun is beginning to shine bright over towards left field in the scoreboard area, left center, and Perkins able to get this one in fair territory and drops, but are they going to say it is fair? And we'll see in a moment. Perkins had that one and looks like he is making his way back over, and I think they are saying foul ball. So it is a 2-2 count here still to KB Perkins. That one rolled just beyond the first baseline, not enough there, and Perkins will find his way back over to first. With an even 2-2 count, nobody out here in the inning for the Sherman Tanks. And again, 2-0 the score, as 2 runs were brought in the last inning by Unioto. They brought those in the third, and now we're here in the fourth. We'll see what the Shermans can do. An opportunity here to maybe deal some more damage as they can get it, especially when they're more dangerous hitters leading it off. And this is going to be towards left field, might stay within the infield. It does. And that's going to be a short-range fly ball, and KB Perkins is going to be out again. Once again, Perkins finds his way out. And Perkins is out off that fly ball, and Callaway Ratliff coming up next. Ratliff had a big hit there, and I believe that was produced as, yes, it was. He got on as a result of an error. And the pitch to Callaway Ratliff. That is going to be ball 1. That one drops him in low from Sal Barkalow. Again, the junior for Indian Creek pitching here in place of Hyde. And that's going to be fouled off. 1-1 count. David Long waiting on deck after this. 1-1 count. Shout out here as well to this crew here in Ohio University. Been almost the same crew around the board this entire tournament series, and that's going to be called strike 2. From the district games to the regional contests, these guys have been busy between keeping tickets, doing everything that they're doing, and that's going to go through the pitcher's glove, but going to try to make the play over to first. And instead, it is going to be a 4-3 putout as Amos gets it over to Hyde. Another one down. Callaway Ratliff is out now. Lightning does not strike twice for Ratliff. And David Long coming up with 2 away for the Shermans. Bottom frame of the 4th inning here at Ohio University. 2-0 the score. Could have been 2-1. And we'll explain that in a moment. Fly ball towards center field. That one's got some distance to it, and it is going to be out for out number 3. Those dimensions, we're talking about a lot deeper than you're used to out in the high school side of things. Householder had that one, and a fly ball towards center. So that will do it for the inning. The score remains Unioto 2, Indian Creek nothing, as we have played 4 full here at OU at Bob Wren Stadium. And we'll be right back in just a minute on Total Media Sports.
From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwald Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. Proudly supporting local athletes, Ross County Special Olympics empowers individuals through the joy of sports, unity, courage, and competition right here in our community. Proudly serving Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, your local McDonald's is fueling community with favorites you love, supporting local youth one meal at a time. What a... And now, back to the game.
Back here at Ohio University, 2-0 is the score heading into the fifth inning. And boy, time sure flies during some of these high school baseball contests. I'll tell you what, hard to believe we're already here to the fifth inning already. And I would say this contest at a 2 o'clock start, we're not even an hour in. We're just a little over 50 minutes into this contest. I'd say it looks like if we started, we'll just say for all intensive purposes, that first pitch was 2 o'clock. It might have been a minute earlier, a minute later, but if we're just going off of the start time, we have been here 53 minutes, as 2:53 p.m. is the time here as we have it right now. Getting ready to come up to bat now for Indian Creek is going to be Householder. We're back to the top of the order. It's going to be Householder, Rusnak, and Barkalow. Those three slated to bat at least in this inning for Indian Creek. Not able to bring in any runs, but heartbreaker earlier is they almost had one scored and almost had a lead at one point over Unioto. Curveball by Sanders, going to be strike one. But what happened there, again, was the runner was rounding the bases. He did not touch third base, and that's going to be fouled off. Thought maybe he had opportunity. Rusnak did not have third base. And heartbreaking situation right there. Maybe just made the turn a little wrong, and it's going to be an 0-2 count. And this one is going to be a base hit, as Rusnak makes his way on the first again. Once again, he's having himself a great contest hitting-wise. Seen himself on base 3 times and counting. So some stats here to be proud of if you're Indian Creek. That actually, Hunter, I was Householder before it, my bad. So sometimes I get a little jumbled up. That is on me. So Householder was on first, and that is actually his first time on. So pardon me there. I'm looking at the wrong thing. As Householder makes it on first base, Rusnak coming up to bat. We're talking about Rusnak, and that's what happened with him. And stepping off the hill here is Blake Sanders looking over first base where KB Perkins is with Householder on. Top half of the fifth inning. The pitch coming by Sanders, and Sanders is going to glove this one, going to make the play over to Perkins. The 1-3 gets out number one. As Rusnak is now out. So one down, and Sal Barkalow coming to bat. Batting here with Hyde waiting on deck. Both of the go-to pitchers for Indian Creek slated to bat here now in this one. Hyde, the cleanup hitter for Indian Creek. One down, and pitch coming from Blake Sanders. This is going to be strike one. Breaking ball goes there. No one count. Here to Barkalow. As we have it unofficially, 0 for 2 on the afternoon is Sal. 2 fly balls, and that's going to be fouled back. 0 and 2. Actually, 0-1 count. Pitch before him. That was not put up on the scoreboard. It is no balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch coming. It is going to be ball one. And that's going to be a bit outside, a bit high to boot. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count here to Barkalow. Blake Sanders looking in. Runner on second base. And this one is going to be fouled off. Count holds at 1-2. And that one going beyond the first baseline. And they got Ty Householder right now on second base. The senior waiting there. 1 hanging at the moment. And 1 out for the Redskins in the inning. And Blake Sanders, 1-2. That is going to be ball 2. High pitch, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brings up an even 2-2 count. Hard to believe we're already to this point in tournament as well. We're talking about how fast this contest is going. Swung on and missed. So Barkalow is going to strike out. So that's going to be out number 2 for the Redskins with Hyde coming up. I'm talking about this. Just hard to believe that we're already to regional competition. Feels like yesterday I was over at VA Memorial Stadium broadcasting opening day in the first pitch series, and now we're all the way to regional tournament and a game from state semifinals. And pitch there by Sanders finds his mark. Good one there by Blake Sanders. No balls, 1 strike. Able to find its mark here on Hyde as we have it unofficially 2 for 2, 100% on the afternoon. Hyde playing first base today, and he's going to step off the plate. Calls time and was rewarded it. The 0-1 count from Sanders. And that is going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a text from somebody I know over in Wellston saying that it is raining just down the highway from here. 1-1. Swung on and missed. Hyde swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 count with 2 away. Sanders a 1-2 offering, and this one's going to be gloved by KB Perkins, and he's going to slide over to first. It looks like the ball got the back first. It did. Out number 3. Perkins with a big slide there to get Hyde out. Big play by KB Perkins, the senior, coming through for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Unioto 2, Indian Creek nothing. The Shermans coming to bat once again, and we'll be back in just a minute on Total Media Sports.
From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwalt Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. Proudly supporting local athletes, Ross County Special Olympics empowers individuals through the joy of sports, unity, courage, and competition right here in our community. Proudly serving Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, your local McDonald's is fueling community with favorites you love, supporting local youth 1 meal at a time. And now, back to the game.
Bottom half of the 5th inning, and Unioto here with a 2-0 lead over Indian Creek. The winner of this one, failed to mention another contest which actually is going on right now. Lake Catholic and Canfield. That is going on in regional finals at Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium in Canton. And the winner of that contest and the winner of this one will meet over there in Canton. And that one is going to be on the 13th at 4 p.m. That'll be one of 2 games played over there in the state semifinals. And you take a look, normally we don't delve too far into these regions, but with it being regional tournament, thought we would pull some of them out. Sandusky Perkins takes on Benedictine, and then Jonathan Alder takes on Indian Hill. And those 2 meet. One meets tomorrow. Alder and Hill meet today, and the other contest is tomorrow evening. And that will be the other contest for state semifinals. Again, the winner goes on to play for all the marbles in the state finals at Canal Park. Beautiful Canal Park, might I add. If you've never been there, you ought to check it out over in Akron, Ohio. Way north of here, 3.5-hour drive, but well worth the time if you ask me. It's Caden Cutright coming to bat now. Ball 1. To that pitch there by Barkalow. 1 ball, no strikes to Cutright. And this one is going to be fly ball, and it's going to be caught out there for out number 1. And that one lines right into the glove of Starkey. Fly ball out. Now to the designated hitter, Braden White. 1 away in quick fashion here for the Shermans in the inning. Unioto with a 2-0 lead. One down and the pitch coming. That is going to be strike one. So 0-1 the count here on White. The clouds are starting to get darker and darker. Thankfully, been able to get 4.5 in here. Hopefully it continues. Unfortunately, that might mean disaster for the game that proceeds. That's going to be fly ball towards right field. That's going to be out number 2. Fly ball going to be scooped up by the right fielder, Bodo. And that's going to be another out. White gets it, and it's going to be F9 now. Caden Cutright. With Caden Speakman and White down, Cutright coming up with 2 out in quick fashion here in the inning for the Sherman Tanks. Steps in here to Cutright. And that pitch is going to be called strike one. Pitch finds its mark there. So Barcelo here getting ready for an 0-1 offering. Here it is, and fouled off. 0-2. Quickly down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. This is the bottom of the order, might I add. So Zikafus will be waiting on deck either in this inning or the next. Nonetheless, when we do get to another batter, that's what it'll be. Pitch coming, and that is going to be ball 1. That pitch a bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cutright coming in. And the 1-2. It's going to be fly ball. It looks like they're trying to make a play on it. It's going to go to the dugout. Was within reach for a moment, but it is a 1-2 count. And it holds at that for Caden Cutright. At one point, Cutright was up and got struck with a hit by pitch. So 1-2 the count to Caden Cutright. And Barcelo's pitch. That's going to be low and away. Ball 2. Low, outside, away. Brings it to a 2-2 count. So now with the even count. Pitch coming, and this one's going towards left field and going to be picked up by the center fielder as Householder gets it, and that is going to get out Cutright. So no runs, no hits, no errors in the inning with no Shermans left on base. So the score is still Unioto 2, Indian Creek nothing as we head into the 6th inning, and we'll be right back here in just a moment on Total Media Sports.
Proudly supporting local athletes, Ross County Special Olympics empowers individuals through the joy of sports, unity, courage, and competition right here in our community. Proudly serving Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, your local McDonald's is fueling community with favorites you love, supporting local youth one meal at a time. From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwalt Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. And now, back to the game.
Top of the 6th inning. The score still Unioto 2, Indian Creek nothing. And again, thank you to our new sponsors, and not just them. We got all of our sponsors who have helped make the Side of Valley broadcast possible here throughout the season. But again, one more time, shout out to Greenwalt Lawn and Landscape, McDonald's of Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and the Ross County Special Olympics. All of them helping make today's broadcast possible. And I am so excited to be here, and also talking about Southeastern. They're playing Highland. So 2 SVC teams have made it the rounds and are in regional final competition. Again, that one is being held over at Beavers Field in Lancaster. Going to see if I cannot get a score update on that. I believe that one, starting within the time we'll be here. I'm trying to get some scores if I can get them. as Gavin Pinal comes to bat now for Indian Creek. It's going to be Pinal, Degratola, and Wedlake. That one has a 5 o'clock start over at Beavers Field. So that one will not start likely until the conclusion of this one, given we just now surpassed an hour. The pitch from Sanders. This is going to be scooped up by the third baseman. Going to make the play over to first to KB Perkins for out number one. The 5-3 put out as Long gets it to Perkins, and Pinal is down. Degratola coming up next. Don Degratola. The shortstop Pinal got out, and out of the third baseman Degratola. 2-0 the score with one away. Pitch by Blake Sanders. Does not quite find its mark. Ball one, a little bit close there. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0. That one is going to drop for strike one, curveball. 1-1. That pitch has worked to mixed success here this afternoon for Blake Sanders. And that one's going to go beyond the third baseline. And I think that one's going to be fair. As Degratola making his way to second and slides in safely. So that is a double for Don Degratola. He gets on. They can't make the play on in time at second base. So one on base here for the Redskins with the designated hitter Wedlake coming to bat.
Number 7, Logan Wedlake.
Logan Wedlake with Bodo on deck. One on, see if they can get something going here. They had a close encounter before. 2-0 the score at the moment. Unioto with the lead. It's going to be fly ball and trying to move in for this one, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Big play made right there. It looks like Long was the one who got the glove on that one. 2 away.
The right fielder, number 2.
Bodo coming up next. Caleb Bodo, the right fielder. Bodo, one of the several seniors, as we had alluded to throughout the broadcast for Indian Creek. Sanders looks in to Bodo. That is going to be ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch from Sanders to Bodo, that's going to be fouled off. Grazed it. Should be a 1-1 count. They call that ball 2. Scoreboard has this ball 2, but it's 1-1 because it was a foul ball. So 1-1 with 2 away. And that one, straight ball is going to strike in for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good curveball there by Sanders. He gets one on Bodo. Sanders looks in for the 0-2. And that is going to be fouled off. It looks like that's going to be out number 3. They call that a strikeout in the booth. So that is going to do it for the top half of the 6th inning. And the score remains Indian Creek 0, Unioto 2 with the Shermans coming to bat. And we'll be right back in just a moment for the bottom half of the 6th inning on Total Media Sports.
From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwalt Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. Proudly supporting local athletes, Ross County Special Olympics empowers individuals through the joy of sports, unity, courage, and competition right here in our community. Proudly serving Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, your local McDonald's is fueling community with favorites you love, supporting local youth one meal at a time. And now, back to the game.
Back here at Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University in Athens. And now we are to the bottom of the 6th inning. If Unioto here can see what Unioto can do, but what I was about to get at is the Shermans are only 3 outs away from their first Final Four in 31 years. They are getting close. So with the Shermans coming to bat again, it is going to be to the top of the order. Zickafoos, Welch, and Snyder on the line to bat for Unioto.
Leading off the bottom of the sixth inning, the shortstop, number 24.
See if Jackson Zickafoos can strike a match. Zickafoos, a junior for the Shermans, plays shortstop here, at least he has today. Maybe I felt a sprinkle here, but just got to get this one through. Spotty rain, as I was told, near us. And the pitch coming to Zickafoos. Been told it's on and off, which with this turf and the way it drains, of course, we got a turf infield here at Ohio University, grass outfield. This is going to be high up, and they might be able to make a play on it. And Zickafoos is out. At number one, it is gloved by Rusnak. So Jackson Zickafoos out off of a fly ball there. F2. Now to Jack Welch. Welch playing out center field. Welch coming in here, right-handed batter for the Shermans. Welch has gotten out here, was on a 6-3 putout earlier. And that pitch going down the middle, strike one from Barkalow. So no balls, one strike. One down here for Shermans. And the pitch by Sal Barkalow is going to be outside, ball one. 1-1. That pitch way out of reach. So that does lead to this 1-1 count. And the offering, that is going to go low for ball two. Couple rough pitches here by the junior Barkalow, senior should I say. 2-1 the count. As Barkalow looks in, gets the sign, fouled off. So fouls that one back. So foul ball there, should be a 2-2 count. Yes, 2-2 should be. And the pitch. And this one is going to be right into the glove over there of the second baseman, as that is going to go right to Amos. Another one out. As now Welch is out. Now to Keegan Snyder. 2 up, 2 down for the Shermans in the inning. And the score has held at 2-0 since the third inning. Those were the runs produced by Unioto. So it's been a drought for both sides. Drought the whole game if you're Indian Creek with a 2-0 lead here for Unioto. Only one more opportunity for them coming up nonetheless. That ball is going to go way up in the air. The clouds might actually play a factor as they can reel that one in without the sun in their eyes. And the left fielder reels that one in there. Starkey gets it for round number 3. So another one down, fly ball. And that is going to do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. And heading into the top of the 7th inning, Unioto is 3 outs away if they can get it. Shermans 2, Redskins nothing, and we'll be right back in just a moment on Total Media Sports.
From lush lawns to full landscape makeovers, Greenwald Lawn and Landscape keeps your property looking its best. Proud supporters of local sports and strong roots in our community. Proudly supporting local athletes, Ross County Special Olympics empowers individuals through the joy of sports, unity, courage, and competition right here in our community. Proudly serving Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, your local McDonald's is fueling community with favorites you love, supporting local youth one meal at a time. And now, back to the game.
Top half of the 7th inning, and the heat is on here. As this is the last opportunity for the Indian Creek Redskins. They made it last year here with a win over Waverly. And with this 2-0 lead, if Unioto can get a 1-2-3, that'll hold it will hold Indian Creek to a regional final. We'll see what happens here, and thank you all for keeping glued in here on this Total Media Sports live stream here at Ohio University. Clouds are coming through, the rain clouds, but already making it here to the 7th inning. We'll definitely be able to finish this one. As we can get in here, top half of the 7th inning. Ian Starkey. So we're going to go from the bottom, from Starkey to Householder to Rusnak. Householder in the middle of the lineup there, one of the, of course, in the lineup for this inning, rather, initial leadoff hitter. Has been one of the more dangerous hitters for Indian Creek on the season. They need 2 runs to send this into a bottom frame. And the pitch by Blake Sanders. And this one is going to be a base hit. And a good start here is off of 1 pitch and 1 swing. Starkey has made his way on to first base. And that opens the door for Ty Householder coming to bat. With 1 on, center fielder Ty Householder. Last we checked, he had over a .5, 22 batting average. Nobody out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Unioto with the lead. Sanders with the first offering to Householder, and that is going to find its mark. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Householder. And the pitch by Sanders. Curveball, and that's going to be out of reach. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's what we're talking about with this curveball, finding mixed results. Sometimes it'll find its way in, or sometimes it'll be high and away. And the 1-1 offering. This is going to go towards deep center field. He might be able to get this one. He's saying he hasn't, and it is going to be out number 1 as Jack Welch reels it in. Householder is out, and that is the first out of the inning. 1 away with 1 on. Hunter Rusnak coming next. Rusnak, the catcher for Indian Creek. Looks in, the sign, the pitch, and that is going to be outside. Looked like maybe for a moment Starkey was thinking about attempting to steal second base. Rusnak telling him to hold, so maybe trying to move up 1. See this, maybe we see a pickoff play or a steal attempt, and better yet, oh, that's going to be a fly ball right immediately into the glove, and a double play. That's it. Unioto is moving on to the Final 4. The run is not over yet, and the Shermans have won. Unioto 2, Indian Creek nothing. And for the first time since 1994, Unioto's moving on. What a game, and Unioto picks it up here in the regional finals. Indian Creek is a tough team, and we've seen that, a tough schedule to boot, picked up some big wins. And 22-7 will be the final record for them. Unioto moves up to 24-6. So the Shermans have won, and their tournament trek will continue at Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium, where they will take on the winner of Lake Catholic and Canfield. We're going to have the presentation of the regional championship trophies. As you see, the tournament coordinators out there, Tony Williams and Rick Edwards, getting ready to present the regional championship trophies for both the Sherman Tanks and the runner-up award, the regional runner-up, which will be the Indian Creek Redskins. So congratulations once again to Unioto. They will move on to the Final 4, their first one in 31 years. So congratulations to the Tanks. So they're going to do this championship presentation and see if we can maybe get a camera on that. So they're going to do this, and we're going to talk here as well to boot over it. So great season overall for Indian Creek in the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference. Again, a 22-7 record. They beefed up their schedule this season, and 4 teams that they played moved on to regional finals. So they've definitely got nothing to be ashamed of. However, if you're Coach Tony Taylor for Unioto, something to point out here for him, this will be Coach Taylor's first regional championship run, well, the state semifinal run rather, in his career. He's made it to the regional semifinals. This was his first regional final, and now Coach Taylor can have that Final Four to his cap as well. So congratulations goes out to Tony Taylor and the Unioto Shermans. And we're going to have the championship trophy presentation here in a moment. Again, Unioto, our regional champions. And boy, does that sound great to say. The Shermans moving on. And the day of that game will be on the 13th. Today is the 5th. That game will be next Friday. Today is Thursday. We are 8 days away from state Final Four next Friday. As you see, Rick Edwards escorting out some representatives here. The principal looks like for Unioto. I also do not see him out on the field, but I did see athletic director Matt Combs here present as well, as they're getting ready to present the runner-up awards for Indian Creek. Everyone will get their medal. They get their medal and the regional runner-up trophy, which, might I add, if we're playing this down the line, that is still quite a feat and quite an achievement to make it through right there. To get that far is a great achievement. As they're presenting the regional runner-up medals here, they're trying to get through this relatively quick here. And again, we got another game after this. Again, that one will not be broadcast.